What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys today because I'm not giving you one, but two different deck profiles for decks that I used during the Anti-Spell Festival. If you guys don't know what the Anti-Spell Festival was, this was a Master Duel event. They happen practically almost every month. And for this one, I decided to go for two decks. The first deck I just did a video on that was the Counter Fairies, and then this one I went for Yosenju. And funny enough, the same engine I ran for the Yosenju while adding the Dogmatica, because they really don't care too much about their extra deck, was kind of the same thing I did with Counter Fairy, but I think funny enough, it worked a lot better here with Yosenju than it did with uh, Counter Fairy. Why? I don't know. There are questions that I just don't ask. But yeah, it tended to work out here a little better than it did with that one. And some of the choices I made for this kind of may have helped that out as well. So why don't we go ahead and we take a look at the deck. So the simple Yosenju lineup, we got Yosenju commas 1, 2, and 3. We also have 3 copies of Yosenju Sujik, 3 copies of Yosenju Isna, 3 copies of Dogmatica Ecclesia, the Virtuous, 2 copies of Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis, and 1 copy of Dogmatica Maximus. For the trap cards, we have 3 copies of Yosenju Sword Sting, Yosenju Secret Move, 3 copies of Dogmatica Punishment, 3 copies of Paleozoic Dinomischus, 3 copies of Heavy Storm Duster, 2 copies of Paleozoic Canadina, and 2 copies of Storming Mirror Force. For the extra deck, 3 copies of Elder Entity Nest, 1 copy of Titanic the Ash Dragon, Utopia the Ray, Utopia Lightning, 2 copies of Lightning Chidori, 2 copies of Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, 1 copy of Harpie Conductor, 1 copy of Divine Arsenal Double A Zeus Sky Thunder, 1 copy of Heartland Draco, and 1 copy of Babushka, the Terribly Tired Tape Eater. So, craziest thing is I'm running Heartland Draco. I forgot to put in the damn Macrocosmos to go with this deck to prevent my opponent from using the graveyard. So stuff like that. I also want to say maybe there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to add to the Yosenju build. I wanted to do Yosenju Kaiju, maybe use some of the lower rarity Kaiju monsters and put it into the deck. Because none of the Yosenju were hired. The useful Yosenjus are higher than rare. So that could have easily been some things. And as you can tell, the um, Paleozoic monsters were also easy to come by as well. I think more so of the really bigger, useful ones were all Super Sub Iron. Is there a Link Monster? No, sorry, their Exceed and their Link Monster, which I didn't get a chance. I think their Link Monster is a rare, but I think their Exceed is a super. Someone let me know in the comment section. But yeah, this was basically what I ran for because Yosenju and all those additional normal summons, comma 1 to bounce, comma 2 to attack directly, and then comma 3 to search. I thought these would be very useful for that. You have Sujik to be your honest, and then you have Izana to either discard so that you can protect your Yosenju summons, or if you control another Yosenju, you can easily just draw a card. While I did not use Izna for her summon, I used Izna for her defensive capabilities, which I did not get a chance to really use with maybe one duel to protect the Yosenjus from being affected by, I think it was either Effect Veiler or an Ash Blossom. So don't quote me on that because I don't remember off the top of my head. The Dogmatica engine was here to be anti-extra deck, which one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9. So 8 out of 9 did really well. Maximus kind of should have just stayed out, and I could have put in the other for the loose. But yeah, it at least did come in clutch for things to get rid of things, taking advantage of Nexus' ability to blow up stuff, and being able to have a big B stick come out to the field with such ease with for the lease. In terms of that, the trap cars were trapping, bouncing stuff away with Sword Sting, negating stuff with Secret Move. Heavy Storm Duster came into use when it came for back row removal. And this isn't the only form of back row removal, but this is probably the most common of things that people are using in terms of the back row removal. Also, really easy to obtain because I believe you get out of it. So that's definitely something else. I think it was some freebies you get as well. The Dino Miscus and the Canadina. I think I rarely use either of them. I think maybe one duel I did utilize them to get rid of stuff and put stuff and get stuff off the board. And that's about it. Storming Mirror Force. I honestly think this could have been something else. This could have been another Candina, and then maybe something random, or maybe these could have been my Macros Cosmos. And I think the thing was, in case I didn't have a board, the Storming Mirror Force was bounce. I think the Storming Mirror Force did bounce something. It probably wasn't anything that I could relatively bounce, but I was thinking of what battle trap selections I could use to protect my monsters, and this happened to be one of the things that came to mind. It's like, oh well, I'm going to win. Use the wind mirror force, because all the mirror forces, for the most part, the good ones are super and up, and I didn't have any draining mirror forces, which would have worked with that. Unfortunately, nope, no draining, so I had to use the wind to clear off the board. Now, in terms of the extra deck, most of these are your standard things. You have your monsters to use through the effects of Dogmatic Punishment, Double Destruction, plus the Search. Utopias line up into Utopia the Lightning to be a big ass beat stick. The Divine Arsenal, the Lazy Sky Thunder, another just in case scenario. We're gonna get stuff, make Zeus. Babushka for the negation. The Draco, who's supposed to be here to help with the direct attack. Harpie's pet Phantasmal Dragon, who had Harpie's pet. This was not needed. Maybe this should have been a Great Fly. If anything, just for the additional 500 attack and defense that I could have gotten. I feel like I feel like it probably was in there, and I just didn't decide to use it. So maybe that might have been a thing too. But trial and error was a thing that day, and I was just like, you know what? I'll do what I can. So I just threw in two of my dragons. I threw in two of the Chidoris, which DZK useful as hell in some matches to bounce some things away. Harpie Conductor. I also didn't use her. So there, like I said, one, two, three, four potential slots that can be used for potential monsters. But because of time crunch, I just had to work with what I had to. Um, and I think overall, made it got me some. Actually, this deck got me more points in more games than the counterparts. So it says a lot there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Yosenju. And I was, like I said, if we get another event where I can take advantage of Yosenju, I definitely will. And I definitely do enjoy Yosenju on and off Master Duel. Because as we all know in the TCG, they unlimited Dimensional Fissure and Macros Cosmos. And I have a fuck ton of those, so I can't wait to use them. Maybe in a future video. So with that said, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section what decks you used for the anti-spell festival and what decks were you planning on using and stuff like that. So don't forget to like, comment, share. Excuse me, I'm seriously. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps out tremendously. Hit the notification bell so you guys can inform when I upload more content. Social media links, they are in the description box below. And of course, you guys can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/HarpiePlayerJoe. And just like the other video coming out, if you guys would like to see what my next live stream sessions will be, the games are already up on the channel for poll. So all you gotta do is click and vote. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you awesome people next time. HPJ signing out. Take care.